Hello you guys, we're going to do the prep test 93. I'm going to go ahead just with the first one. Incorporates planning and separate travel entries with two representatives, F and G, each who must visit three of the following cities: Houston, Montrose, Seattle, Toronto. Each city must visit at least one of the representatives, and each must be and most once by each representative. The following additional conditions apply to the itineraries. Anyone visiting Montreal must visit Toronto immediately. If Gloria visits Houston, then Frank must visit Montrose. If Frank visits Houston, then Frank must visit Seattle. So here I have the logic variables applied. Let me go ahead and try to do this as quickly as possible. Alright. Which of the following could be the itineraries of the two representatives in each of the cities in the order they are visited? So I'm empty. If G is an H, F is an M. If FM, if FH, then FS. If FH, then FS. Correct answer. Always copy the correct game board. For those guys who didn't see what I did, I went through each question, and I went ahead to go apply the variables. That's how I was able to eliminate the wrong answers. This one right here is the one that follows all the conditions that we have right now. So let's move on to an easier question. If Frank and Gloria each visit Montrose, so we're gonna put F and G here, F and G here, and supposedly they both visit Montrose. So Montrose on this game board, Montrose on this game board. We know already that T is gonna come right after M, and if Gloria's in Houston, Frank's in Seattle. Gloria's in Houston, Frank's in Seattle. Alright, so here I have these game boards right now. So let me go ahead and see. Houston, so then which of the following could be true? Houston is the second city Frank visits. Don't see that. Houston is the second city Gloria visits. Also don't see that. Seattle is the first city Frank visits. I see that right here, so that actually could be true. 4. Toronto is the first city Gloria visits. So Toronto is going to be the first city Gloria visits. Then which of the following cannot be true? So let me go ahead and start applying some of the information that we know. Houston, Seattle, Toronto, Houston, Seattle. That's not going to work because we're missing Montrose. So we're going to have to do Seattle, Montrose, Toronto. And also, we can also go here and see if we can do S, H, Montrose, Toronto, Seattle. Then which of the following cannot be true? Frank visits Houston. And to be honest with you, we were not able to get that in there at all. So that's not going to be true. If the second city Frank visits is Seattle, so second city Frank visits is going to be Seattle, then which of the following must be true? So if this is here, I'm going to put MT H MT H. I'm going to put T here, T here. Oop. I'm going to put T here as well, and then I'm going to put Houston here. So both game boards I have complete. Then which of the following must be true? The first city Frank visits is Montreal. Nope. The third city Frank visits is Toronto. I do see that to be true. So let's go ahead and see if we can answer the rest of it. Which of the following must be true? Frank visits Houston. That doesn't have to be true. Frank visits Montrose. And I am seeing that across the board. Frank isn't. Oh, I didn't see it here. Gloria visits Houston. Gloria seems to be visiting Houston. Gloria also visits not Seattle, but Gloria also visits Toronto as well. And when it comes to Houston and Toronto, we're gonna have to see which one is it that's more of a requirement. And with that being said, we're gonna have to see if we can just apply this real quickly. G. We're gonna do Toronto here, Houston here, Houston here, Toronto here. Yep, I am seeing that as well as a possibility that we are gonna have to put H. Yep, that does come out to be true. So yep, Gloria. Yep, it is gonna be Toronto all the time. Which of the following could be Frank's itinerary listed the cities in order in which the following visited them? Well, we see THC, HHT, HHT, HTS. That has the three variables that we see. So let's see what we can do another one now. Okay, that was game one. Game three seems to be more of a selection. Let's see if we can knock this one out as quickly as possible. It seems to have 8 variables. So, for a group show, an art dealership selects 5 of the 8 paintings. F, G, H, I, Q, R, S, V. The art dealer selection must be consistent of the following. Okay, so all of these seem to be if. So with that being said, we're just going to say if either G or H, or both G and H, then F is selected. So G or H or GH, then F is selected. So for this one, let's see if we can go ahead. If V is selected, then both Q and R are selected. So if V is selected, then both Q and R are selected. If H is selected, neither Q nor I is selected. No. Okay, so GH selected, then it's gonna be GH. If V is selected, Q and I. If H is selected, neither Q and I. So I'm gonna cross that out right now. If G and S is selected, then I is not selected. So I is not selected. If F is selected, then exactly one of S or V is selected. Okay, so F selected, so it's gonna be S or V, but it can't be S and V. So cross that. I'm gonna cross that out right now that it can't be S and V. That way we have an understanding. So here's the variables that we can go ahead and apply. So H or G and H, then F is selected. Which of the following could be an accurate list of the following 5 paintings? So right now I'm going to target for G and H. No F. V selected, then Q and R selected. So V, no, Q, I don't see Q and R. If H selected, then Q and I are not selected. If G and S is selected, then I is not selected. G and S. So this is going to be the remainder, which is going to be the correct answer. And sometimes you could do the process of elimination to go ahead and get the final answer. And this is going to be the one that we can go ahead and copy. And the reason why we copy this is because this is going to be a proper piece to utilize. If I is not selected, that's way too optional. If both F and H are selected, so we're going to say F and H, and then let's do F and H again. Then which of the following pairs must be selected? So let's go ahead and complete this. So F and H selected. Then since there's no H, we're not going to do Q. So Q and I are going to be out. So let's put G, S, and since so let's put G. Let's put S, V. We can't really do S though. We have to do one or the other. So let's put GV, GB, and then we're gonna put that R since it doesn't have too many. We can't put V, but we can go ahead and put FGH. V. We could put a. We can't put Q. GS. We could put an S in there. And now we have 2 game pieces, 2 with the same manners. Okay, so then which 2 selected? I see. I don't see I. I don't see Q. I do see R and S, and I see it in both. So that's definitely going to be a good one to select. If both Q and V are selected for the show, then which of the following painters could be the two selected painters? So Q and V. I'm going to make 2 game boards here. So V's in there, R's going to have to be in there. I'm going to put G in this one, and then I'm going to put S in this one. And I am allowed to have I. I'm allowed to have I. So I have 2 of them complete with Q and V. Let's see what we can do here. SH, don't see it. SI, do see it. And so let's go ahead and move on. If Q is not selected for the show, then which of the following pairs must be the two of the selected paintings? Okay, so Q is not going to be. So here we have a game board where Q is not selected. So let's use this one right now. SR, and I do see RS, so that helps out. If I is not selected, so here I have another game board where I is not selected, then which of the following pairs among could be selected paintings except? So I is not selected, then well, Q is not going to be able to go in there. So definitely Q. and R are going to have a hard time being partners. And according to the rules, S and G are not allowed to be in there too as well. So if I is not selected, then G, S, R are allowed to be in there. I don't see Q and R. So I'm going to go ahead and take Q and R out. And we answer all those questions right now. Let's see if we can move on to the this game board here. So a movie studio has 7 movies exactly. H, J, K, L, M, O, P. Based on student marketing plan, the movies will be released one at a time according to the following conditions. Let me go ahead and apply the conditions right now. J must be released earlier than H. So J before H. Pink must be released later than both O and H. So let me put P over here, but earlier than L. Okay, so this one's gonna require me to do some drawing, and they're saying that the variables O and H. So P must be later than O and H, but earlier than L, which this is gonna follow. And K must be released third if J. So if J is released first, so to my understanding, if J is 1, then K is 3. And here's going to be one, it's going to be a little bit difficult. If M is released earlier than P, then J must be released earlier than K. J must be released earlier than K, and later than M. So here I have where J is released earlier than K and later than M. So now I'm going to start applying these conditions to the questions here. Which of the following could be the order from first to last in which the movies are released? We have to know J before H. O, H, P, L. Nope, L is before P. If J is in 1, K is in 3. O is in there, so that's not okay. M before P. It has to go M, J, K, which it doesn't. M before P, which is optional, and this could be the correct one. What I like to do is just copy it. Now from there, let's move on. If O is in the 5th position, then which of the following could be true? Alright, let's go ahead and fill this out as quickly as possible. I'm going to put P here, and L, so that way we know that these 2 spots are filled up. J has to be before H. M's going to be before P in this one, no matter what, so it has to go M, J, K, then J before H. So it has to go M, J. It has to go M, J, H. Yep. J, J, and then we could do H and K, just to keep everything in the conditions applied. Okay, Hartfield is released earlier than K. That's not a good fit right now because these seem to be here. Lowball is released earlier than K. That's not true. O is released earlier than M. That's not true. K is released earlier than J. That's also not true. P is released earlier than M. So let's go back and see which one could be true again. H is released earlier than K. Yep, that's the only one that could be true. If M is the second movie to be released, so we'll put M here, M here. Let's fill this out as quickly as possible. We could have, no, we can't have P over here, so it's gonna have to go M, J, K, M, J, K. We had to have P and L over here. With O is going to be allowed to come over here, and J before H. Here we have this one right now filled out. Let's see if we can use this one. If M is second, then which of the following could be true? H is released 5th. Yeah, that could be true. Okay, so since this is kind of true, let's try to fill out these ones as quickly as possible, so that way we can have 2 worlds to work with. M, J, O. Well, actually, we need J before H, so J, H. Okay, now I see it better with these 2 worlds now. So now I see that I see these variables I put together. So H is released 5th, that's optional. K is released 4th, that's also optional. Low ball is released 7th, that's pretty solid. O is released 1st, that's even more solid. The reason why that's more solid because that's true in both worlds. And also, according to rules, O has to be before L, so yeah. And also we had a hard time putting that one in the other positions. If P is the 6th movie to be released, so we can use these 4 worlds right now, which the following must be true. J is before H. Yeah, we got that one. Oh, J is released earlier than O. No. We're looking at these 4 right here. K is released earlier than H. No. M is released earlier than F. Then M is released earlier than H. M is released... Oh. That is true. M is released earlier than H. Yeah. Oh, and then we see M is released earlier than O. And then sometimes the remaining questions too. O is released earlier than H. Yeah, there's no need to do the remaining questions because that was pretty good. Okay, let's see. We got this one. Which of the following cannot be true? K is released later than M but earlier than J. So it's gonna want a KMJ. K is released later than M but earlier than J. Okay, that's the way we understand it. MKJ. I see that's not going to be able to be true at all because it has to go MJK according to the variables, so. And let's see, question 20. Which of the following must be true? H is the first 4 movies to be released. Well, it's actually could be, it's 5th here. Low is the last 3 movies to be released. That is guaranteed. No need to go any further. Okay, we have 1 game left. Let's go ahead and solve it. A city manager is determined in the order in which the city's 2 snowplows, plow 1 and plow 2, will clear 6 streets. Here's the setup, what it looks like, 1 and 2. Usually when I need help, if I don't understand the setup, I look at the answer choices. We'll clear 6 streets. G, H, J, K, L, M. Each street will be cleared exactly once, with each snowplow clearing the 3 streets in the course of the first and third. The street must be cleared in accordance with the following conditions. Whichever the 2 snowplow clears main does so before clearing any other street. The snowplow that clears both G and H. Okay, so G and H are together. And it doesn't have to go G and H, it could just go in any order. If the snowplow clears both J and L, then lime is cleared before J. One is cleared by king, so king clears one. So here's the rule setup right now, and these two can go back and forth as well. Alright, so with these 4 rules right now, we're going to go and solve it as quickly as possible. M has to be in the first position, so I'm targeting M right now. That's G and H are together. G and H are not together. If J and L together, then L before J. Okay. L before J. That's not correct. K is in the first position. And here we're left with one choice. We kind of do the process of elimination. It's kind of like it's a method out there. So we'll see if K is not in the first position. This one's not going to be true. So that makes this one the only one that follows all the variables. And the way I do it, I just copy the final answer, because that's going to be the proper one to work with. And here we move on to a specific question. If lime is the second street cleared by plow 1, so 1, 2, lime. Let me get my drawing board out just to make sure that it's I'm gonna put a dot right there, make sure that you can't remove it. Then which of the following could be true? So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this out as quickly as possible. So if I put, so it has to have K, so we'll keep my K here. So I'll put K here, I'll put M here, then K here. And then it's going L before J. Then I'm going to put M here, and then I'll put GH together. And then I'll put GH together with the flexible variable, which is going to be the letter J, not really J. Okay, so here are two pieces right now with 1, 2. Gilman is the first street that plow 2 clears. So we'll look for something that's true but except. So if you put L in second position, Gilman is the first street. And to be honest with you, we didn't get that in there. So let's, that plow 2 clears. That could be optional. Hickory is the first street that plow 1 clears. Hickory was not in the first one, so we're going to go grab that one as not to be true. Which of the following cannot be true? Okay, how many of the streets out there could be true? And okay, here's more specific. If Hickory is the second street that plow 1 clears, so Hickory is the second street that plow 1 clears, then which of the following could be false? So Hickory's here. We could put M here for this one. Then we could put M here for this one. Then we could put G here. Separate the J and L. Or K has to be in this position. K has to be in this position. Oh, we can't really separate the G. Okay. Yep, this is a good one because I'm just gonna be forced down here because of the K rule. L before J. L before J. Let's use this one now. So, which one could be false? Gilman is the clear by plow 1. That could be true. J is clear by plow 2. That could be true. King is the third street clear by plow 1. That could be false because it wasn't true here. So now we're gonna have try to get these remaining questions. How many of the streets are there any one which could be the third street clear by plow 1? Okay, so in, out, the third street, taking out my highlighter like always because I'm trying to get this one correct. And I'm going to go ahead and place the variables out in here. Okay, so so as quick as to do it, just outweigh K has to be in plow 1, so that's going to be out. M has to be in the first position. That's going to be out. So those two variables are going to be out. So we start off with a 6. So let's do here 6 variables minus 2 equals 4. So let's see if we have 4 as the answer, and yes we do. Question 9. Which of the following cannot be true? Gilman is the first street that plow clears. That could be optional. Let's go back and forth. Gilman is the third street that plow 2 clears. Once again, optional. Juniper is the first street that plow 1 clears. Juniper. We don't really see that, huh? Juniper is the second street. King is the third street that plow. Well, that could be true. We had a tough time seeing Juniper in the first position, but we can see it in the second position. We put L here and J here. So J in the first one is going to be a difficult time. Now come the most difficult question of the all. The conditioning. Which of the following is substituted for the condition that the snowplow clears both G and H? So we got G and H right here. Would have the same effect determining the street order by which snowplow and what order. Okay. This is going to be conditioning replacing this condition right here. So this condition is going to get what you consider replace. And we're trying to see if this condition wasn't in here, which one of these would replace it. Something tells me that the K and the M rule are going to be involved, because K has to be in the first slot and M has to be in the first row as well. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about K has to be in this part, and then M has to be here. So if you put LJ in the first row, K has to be in there, and then G, H are going to be forced in the other positions. So I'm going to start with the final one. J is cleared by the same snowplow as lime. So J and L here. J and L are here. Okay. So J is cleared by the same snowplow as lime if and only if plow 2 clears main. Well, that's going to force K here and put GH together, so yeah. And that does involve what I was guessing too, as well as the K being in the first row here, and M being in the second part right here. So if you put L and J together, and M in the second position, M for plow 2, that does force G and H together, only because K has to be in what you consider the first row. Alright, so we're able to solve it. Just a little bit over a minute left. I'm going to go ahead and just do the complete sections because we already answered all the questions. Alrighty. With that being said, we got 1 wrong, 22 correct, out of 23, 33 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do a review on this question 14. Okay, so question 14, go back to the Game Boy that has it. If I is not selected, so with I is not selected, which of the following pairs cannot be selected in the painting? So this one doesn't have I, this one doesn't have I. Q and R, S and R are going to be in there. V and G, I don't see V and G. S and V. So something tells me it's with V now. V puts in Q and R. So then I'm gonna have to do this one with the so I is not selected. Okay, so I is not selected. I'm gonna F H. I'm gonna put a V in there, and with V, it brings in Q and R, but H cannot be in the play. And for S and V to be in there, F cannot be in there as well. So here I'm having with the G. Oh, I can't use G as well. Q, R, S, V. So F, G and H brings in F. I cannot be utilized. Q, R, S, V. So let me just go ahead and put an F in here. So F is in here. I'm gonna take out the V and replace it with H. No, not with G. So all the rules can be involved. Okay, so now I have this setup right now. It doesn't involve I. So yeah, S and V are not going to be in there as well. I don't see V because V had a hard time being in there. So that would be the correct one. So out of all of them right now, we are only just to get one wrong. That wasn't too bad. Also, if you managed to do it the way I did, you still got about a minute left with one wrong. So that was pretty it. I completed all of the 4 games in that Logic 93 prep test in about 35 minutes. If you guys have any Logic games you guys want me to solve, please send it to me and I'll solve it and get it back to you. Thank you very much.